Hi there. My name is Nick Ferris, and I've been at Revinate for the past 9 years. And during this difficult time, we've really been focusing on helping hoteliers. And today, I'm really excited to be meeting with Ariela Kiradijan. Ariela is the COO at the Boutique Lifestyle Leaders Association, and she's the co-founder of Stay Boutique. She's really been entrenched in hospitality for pretty much her entire life. She started attending lodging industry events with her mother, Frances, when she was in kindergarten. And Ariel is certainly one of the leading advocates for the boutique hospitality movement. So thank you for joining.
Of course, Nick. I'm so happy to be here. Really appreciate working with you on this to really, gather the hoteliers of the world and recover from the crisis that we're all going through together. So thank you for this.
Absolutely. So look, jumping right in, we know that about 72% of hoteliers think it's important to engage with guests during this time. What are your thoughts on that? What's your opinion?
Okay, absolutely. Number one thing, please don't stop marketing, which means don't stop engaging with your guests. We know the number one issue right now is keeping your employees. However, a way to help that might actually be by continuing to engage with your guests. So with boutique hotels, everything I talk about is always centered around the boutique and the independent hotel, since that's everything we're about and everything we believe in. And a boutique hotel has become a cultural epicenter. And with that, they've reinvented what a hotel is. A hotel is so much more than just a hotel, which is a term we coined in 2018. It's not just a bed and you sleep. There's so much more to it. People go to a hotel to meet other people, learn about wellness, learn this, learn that, get engulfed into a local culture. And that's what a boutique hotel has become. So number one thing, do not stop engaging with your guests. Re-strategize a short-term and a long-term strategy. They need to be different because what happens before the cure of COVID-19 is going to be a bit different than what happens after the cure of COVID-19.
So, what types of information do you suggest that hoteliers share? Obviously, we want them engaging, but what's relevant? What's helpful?
So what's been trending with boutique hotels over the last few years has been programming. So creating a type of event calendar. So you've seen a lot of hotels like Public Hotels, Arlo Hotels. They do not only yoga on the rooftop, but they'll gather local boutique business owners and they'll do a fireside chat, or they'll collaborate with, some cannabis company and do little like CBD testings. Like it's gotten really creative over the last few years. And due to this, though, those that really took it upon themselves to create other types of platforms within their boutique hotel before all of this happened, they're now perfectly set up to continue this online. I mean, we have Zoom, we have Instagram Live, we have, WordPress. You can easily put up a site super quickly, Squarespace. Now there's Webflow, and it's like you can put things up really, really quickly and use social media to continue to engage with your guests through what you were doing before. So if you did, I know the Ashbury Club, they did knitting club. So they're continuing their knitting club. Now it's just online, or the Bobby Hotel. They're all about, country music. So they're going to bring that to IG Live. And we have one of our BLLA members, Amrit Ocean. They're all about wellness. So they're doing digital wellness programs. So really a boutique hotel has always been, of course, more than a hotel. They've all focused on one thing, whether that's like adventure and wilderness or luxury. So they partnered with other luxury brands. Look into that, who you've worked with before, and figure out ways to collaborate with them now, or even new collaborators, and put that online, because honestly, there's no excuse, because there is a lot of technology, very affordable, where you can get that up now. You just have to strategize. And we're going to see this pivot, or I like to call adaption, into boutique hotels, at least for the short term, becoming content curators, which is kind of funny to say because you really think of like a media company for that. But boutique hotels we're starting to become that. You look at the Huxton and they have podcasts and vlogs, and they've been doing that forever. And now we're going to see a lot of other boutique hotels do this as well. They're going to start their own blog post, and that's where you can keep your employees, because I bet a lot of them know how to be great content curators. And if you know someone who can write a great article, you do not want to lose them. Absolutely not. So I think it's looking at a lot of your marketing team even your interns as well, because Generation Z especially, they know how to be content curators because it's kind of what everyone's side hustle is in the workforce for those under the age of 30 or 25. So that's kind of the shift that we're seeing as well.
What have been, you mentioned different hotels getting creative with, bring some of their, their physical presence, just bringing it digitally. Um, I'm just curious, any favorite examples of guest engagement that you've seen amongst boutiques?
Yes. Okay. My favorite one is this hotel out in Australia called the Old Clare Hotel. They're a part of the Unlisted collection. And so what they did is that they were like, okay, can't sell any rooms, can't sell food. What are we going to do? Where's the revenue going to come from? And they said, oh, hey, we have all this inventory in the hotel. Let's get on an online platform, start selling our inventory. That's revenue. You're continuing to be engaged with your hotel, with your guests, and you're kind of like shocking your guests, like, oh my gosh, now they're like this online, retailer too. How cool! Bring the luxury hotel to the house. That I'm seeing that everywhere on like Architectural Digest. Everyone's doing bring the luxury hotel to your house. So, if hotels can do that, that's pretty cool. Another one is Six Senses. Neil Jacobs, he's the founder and CEO. They're a very interesting resort company. I think they're going to grow a lot because they're all about, being out in nature and all about wellness. And they've also done a very awesome wellness program that's been doing really well called At Home with Six Senses. Honestly, I have a list of like my top 50, but there's a ton out there. And I would say 90% of the ones getting creative, maybe 95, are all boutique, and that doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, and that's inspiring for others. It's really cool. Love hearing stories like that. You know, I mean, switching perspective a little bit, I'm here in San Francisco, and we recently saw that Airbnb paused all of their marketing in an effort to cut costs. Obviously, this is happening across the industry. But do you think there's an opportunity perhaps for boutique hoteliers to win back some of this business from Airbnb? And if so, what should hoteliers really be doing?
So with Airbnb, over the last few years, they've been wanting to become the biggest OTA online travel agency out there. It's been really obvious with their purchase of Hotel Tonight. So I do want to delve into the commissions that they're taking, because with OTAs, the issue for forever has been the commission they take from an independent hotel versus, a branded hotel. And with Airbnb, they're now getting creative with like their experiences. And once this is over, trust me, they're going to come knocking on every boutique hotel's door to get on their platform. And I'm not saying it's bad at all. I've actually liked the idea of Airbnb since the beginning. But does this make sense? We kind of got to look at the fine print. But honestly, it kind of goes into the whole distribution strategy conversation, which after this, it's going to drastically change. I mean, there's a couple of ways to look at it. One, it's where you're getting your bookings, right? So with that, most hotels have been very dependent on OTAs, booking.com, expedia.com. And some of the issues have been commissions, but it's also been who's that guest? Who's coming to my hotel? Boutique hotels especially, they don't want just anyone coming. They want a curated type of guest. If they're like a super creative hotel, they don't want anyone that comes on expedia.com. So you've seen a lot of people not putting their cheapest price on the OTAs, but on their own site. So this rise of direct booking, which has already started, which is why we created Stay Boutique, was this whole initiative of no, you don't need to give up 20 to 30% of your commission. But then it's also kind of going back to the 90s, like what the rise of travel agents. We're absolutely going to see this come back, because if you look at with the traveler, after all this is over, it's not going to be a V-shaped, thing. People aren't just going to go travel and go everywhere and have no anxiety. We're going to get PTSD, anxiety, depression, whatever it is, from being cooped up for who knows how long. And we need to expect this. So with that, they don't want to just book on an OTA and then not know what's going to happen if they need help, whatever it is. They don't like the health and safety of the hotel. Booking.com isn't going to be there for you, but a travel agent will. It's about individual care, and that's going to be rising. And I think it's more on the curated boutique side that will drastically grow. So both more direct bookings, we're thinking in 2 years, 50% or more of your bookings will come directly. And that can also be through social media. There's new technology coming into play. You have an influencer, they can click right on there, book your hotel, and that's still direct booking. So that, and of course, the comeback of the travel agent. So that's really where we see the distribution shifting. OTAs are not going to go away, but I do foresee some mergers happening. I don't think Airbnb is going away now with their giant investment. They're obviously going to pivot a lot. We just don't know exactly how, but there's definitely some pivoting coming with Airbnb.
Yeah, I mean, so many things are changing, and so rapidly. Uh, I mean, what about looking at the industry as a whole? What changes do you expect to come from this crisis? Because obviously there will be some.
Oh yeah, there's going to be some permanent changes. I know I keep saying travel has changed forever. Yes, and it's not always a bad thing. You have to adapt. You can't refuse to adapt when something this extreme happens. So a few things. On the development side, which is really important to discuss, two things. You're going to see a giant rise in development of rooms of 100 rooms or less, which was kind of like taboo for a long time. We work with a lot of developers. Oh, not enough keys, da 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 da. It's going to be hard to find a property with 100 keys or less now because everyone wants it. Two, the hotels with 400 rooms or more are going to be transitioned into multi-concept buildings. So they'll keep 100, 200 rooms and then take the rest of the rooms and turn it into co-working, shops, gyms, whatever it is, kind of like a mini mall where all these businesses all share the same audience. We don't think that keeping your 400 keys are going to work. And even with Vegas is a hot topic because that, now you want to talk about uncertainty, that's Las Vegas, or in a state of flux. That's what we're thinking is going to happen. And then, of course, the distribution strategy, travel agents, people were like, oh, we don't need them anymore. Everything's OTA. We're going to see that turnaround. It's kind of like with print, how print isn't dead. It was just reinvented to be more of an art form. So it's kind of like the similar thing with travel agents. And then, of course, the rise of boutique hotels, we're going to see a lot of that. Maybe with brands, they're going to hold off on creating 15 new brands a year. They're going to try to maybe perfect the brands that they already have, which is what I would advise. So I think we're definitely going to see some shifts with big brands as well. I'm already starting to hear that through the grapevine. Number one, turning their giant hotels into these multi-concept buildings to stop building new brands, perfect the ones that they already have. So that's what we've seen, of course, just the boutique movement rapidly growing over the next 2 years for sure.
Interesting. Wonderful. Yeah, listen, Ariela, thank you so much for spending some time with me. It's really nice chatting with you and just learning a little bit about the industry.
Well, thank you for having me here. And I'm proud partner of Revinate, and we love that you're a part of our membership program. So stay boutique strong, and we'll all recover through this together.
That we will. Thank you so much. Take care.
Take care.